What happens next in Gaza is going to change the world, and that is not an exaggeration. Every oppressed person sees themselves in the position of the Palestinians. They sympathize with the Palestinians. And every single person who's an oppressor, who's a colonizer, sees their self in the position of the Israelis. I've long maintained that Palestine is going to be free. I think that's still the case despite everything that's going on. If I'm right, for instance, and Palestine does become free after all of this, every single people who are colonized are going to see the Palestinian resistance as an example to follow. Yeah, sure, of course, what's happened right now is horrible, but what's happened right now in Gaza is a very quick accumulation of what was going to happen over decades. And if that's the price to pay for freedom, a lot of people who are oppressed across the world are willing to pay that price. Doesn't matter whether you're Tamil in Sri Lanka, whether you're fighting for freedom in West Papua in Indonesia, whether you're a black freedom fighter in the United States, everyone is going to look towards the Palestinian resistance and follow that, because that will actually be the model of success of how to attain freedom against one of the most powerful empires in the world, which is Israel being supported by the United States. Now, if Israel wins, then every oppressor in the world will follow their example. And when I say Israel wins, what I mean by that is Israel's ability to commit this genocide, take over Gaza, take over the West Bank, and do so without much cost or much repercussions. If Israel's successful in that, why wouldn't every other country follow suit? Why wouldn't the United States, for instance, whenever they're facing a rebellion in a city from, the marginalized black population, why wouldn't they just, for instance, airstrike those areas, level it, just like is done in Gaza? Why wouldn't, for instance, likewise in European cities, why wouldn't that be done against migrants who engage in urban rebellions against the white supremacist state, right? So what happens next is really critical, and I don't think it's an exaggeration. When there's this much violence, and the outcome of that violence is really going to be world-making. Look what happened after World War I, of course. After that level of violence, there was, of course, the Russian Revolution. And after World War II, we get the Cold War. We also get the beginning of decolonization, at least in the formal sense of independent states. So that's what I want to say, and I think for that reason, this moment matters just beyond obviously the humanitarian elements, beyond the direct elements of it. This is a world-making event, and I really hope that we can continue to fight for Palestine, and that Palestine will be free. Thanks.